Hello and welcome to the last episode of our podcast for 2024, end of year special. Today we have some special and wonderful guests, and let me introduce them to you. First off, being my colleague in elementary school department, Miss Ivy.
Hi.
Then we've got another elementary school tutor, Mr. Ross, on my right.
Hello.
And finally, we've got Noah, our high school tutor. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Last but not least, my co-host, Anita.
Forgot my name for a sec.
Yeah, I did.
Hi, Luke.
So welcome, everyone, and thank you for watching us today. I'd like to take this opportunity to inform you that you'll get a chance to meet your tutors in January. We are organizing meet and greet in Vienna, but more information will be found on our website, on our social media. So make sure to check them out. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you? How's been your day?
Long. Amazing.
Yeah, long and amazing. I guess so. All right. Well, to break the ice, I guess not everybody, but most of our students know who you are. And I like to pass a ball into your yards. First off, starting with Ivy, like a short and sweet introduction, and we'll take it from there.
Oh, I have to introduce myself.
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
We're like your new students now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that you didn't have
Teacher
to
Ivy.
introduce yourself because
Yeah.
they already know you. So.
Yeah, my name is Ivy. I am an elementary teacher. I got confused because I also do music club, so I connected those two in one sentence. So I do elementary school and music club for high schoolers. That is up until 5th grade. That's it, basically.
All right.
That's
We'll find out more about you shortly. Ross, could you introduce yourself, please?
Of course. I'm Ross. I'm also elementary. I do a lot of fun stuff. I do the gaming club. That's my prized possession. I do the gaming club up until, I think, high schoolers, so 8th grade, and then high schoolers. And yeah, that's just about it. I like basketball.
I like
Forget to mention
cereal.
that, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Noah.
Yep.
Take it away.
Yeah, so my name is Noah, as probably some of you know, and I'm a high school teacher. I teach math and physics, mainly physics because, I'm a physics teacher. And I don't have any clubs like these two. Like I'm not that club.
Oh, lucky you, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
we can get you a physics club or something.
maybe we can get some nature club instead.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we can
Outdoors.
figure-
Yeah, it's kind
like
of hard with international all around the
It's not-
globe
it's
students.
internet, man.
Everybody
Come
just goes outside
I mean-
with their laptop.
on. Yeah. Or cell
All
phones.
right,
Yeah.
you won this one. Huh? Anyway, so I've got a couple of questions for you all, for you to answer to our viewers, our students, and everybody else watching. First off, since your introductions were really short and so sweet, I've got a little sub questions for you all if you are up to it. So you teach Ivy in elementary school. You do music club. What got you into teaching? How long have you been with Education Worldwide?
I've been a tutor here for a little bit longer than a year.
Okay.
And before that, I had experience with like a music teacher. So I had experience with children, but mostly music. But here, I also enjoy teaching elementary kids because they're still how do I say that, fragile, and they want to learn a lot of new things, and I really enjoy learning also from them.
Well, that's great. They're lucky to have you as a tutor, right? Ross, what about you, buddy?
Same here. I'm just over a year. I also do elementary, so I really do enjoy teaching kids. I think they're just in that stage where they're like sponges, so they can learn, absorb so much, and they want to learn so many things, and I love that. I think that's just that peak moment that you can teach them so many things.
Do you have any like you don't have to answer this, but like a favorite grade or?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do.
It's not a problem. It's either
was waiting for
between.
this
No, I already have this in the bag. I think it's either 5th or 4th grade. I think the 4th graders and 5th graders I just get along with the best.
All right.
In my 5th grade classes, I think I have around like 15 students joining. Like,
Wow.
Like average.
15?
Yeah, 15. They're always full, always showing up, always wanting to share. So it's a battle. Whoever wants to share, it's really a battle. They really love sharing their lessons. So yeah. It's
got
really
them
amazing.
in the mood of
Well,
the gaming
it's
club,
great. Yeah,
with the
I mean,
battling and
it's great that you've got them engaged in a class like that. That they're battling over who's going to share, who's going to present, right?
It really is. It really is. They do love sharing and they do love talking to each other. It's just, it's always a battle, as in like they do really like to talk a lot. So it's sometimes overwhelming, but they're really respectful at the end of the day. And we try to just balance everything out. So yeah, I really enjoy the 5th graders. They're probably the best.
So may I suggest? Sorry.
Please go ahead.
May I suggest to play some epic music in the background when they try to
While
fight
they
over each
battle.
other?
They don't need any music. It's really
Their own choir.
It's the harmony for itself, right? No, what about you, buddy? Like high school, right? The most challenging part of schooling, I guess, when it comes to...
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I suppose it like depends on the person, like what do you find yourself with the best. But for me, high school has been a challenge before, but now, no. Yeah, since I've been here for past half year or something like that. And yeah, before that I had some experience with teaching. I've been teaching physics for a couple of years. And you know, I've been teaching middle schoolers and sometimes high schoolers. And I've been tutoring for the past like 10 years. So I kind of got used to having high schoolers with me. So it's not that challenging. They do tend to act like an adult, so it's easier to talk.
Sometimes they do. The temper gets the best out of them, and they.
No, yeah, I thought like in a better.
All right.
So they are like easier to talk to than with elementary schools. I mean, I don't get offended, guys, but I don't find myself enjoying elementary
like,
classes.
my 12th graders are better than your 5th graders.
No, I'm not gonna say that because that would be a lie. I will leave that for afterwards.
Another battle.
Would you like to ask them something?
I actually had a few things in mind, but I might leave this for a little bit later.
Yeah, that's going to be for a little bit later. Okay.
Actually, Noah,
Yeah.
you're first on my list. As Luke mentioned, you have that experience with high schoolers. Do you ever find that you have that relationship with them because, like, not that you're similar in age, but they see like a young teacher and they kind of get that inspiration? Like, do you get along with them where, you know, and I've seen in the past, Luke, when you had your group classes and everything, like the students, they actually want to be there. Like, have you had any like anecdotes where during a group class or something like that, they, I don't know, share like some positive experiences, like, oh, you helped me with this during this exam, I remember this and this from that class, or something like that?
Yeah, well, most of the students, thank you for the question, by the way. So most of the students are usually thankful in some way. They don't use the words "thank you, Mr. Noah" or something like that, because they are trying, as I said, they're trying to be adults here, and they're like showing it through some work, and they're doing. So funny anecdotes, like probably some of you already know that I like humor. I really joke a lot. Maybe not yet, but I will. And my classes are usually like somewhat freestyle when it comes to jokes, because I try to pick up the energy of the class, and anecdotes like fall in from time to time, like some similar experience to what I had in traditional school, because I worked there, and we're going to talk about it a bit after. But the best thing that I can say that happened to me in high school while I was doing this in this school, is that students are sharing their different experiences in different science fields. Even though I'm a physics teacher, like I remember one of my students was showing me her rocks, like shiny rocks, as she called them. And she has like a big collection of them, like really big. She would like to be a geologist. One of them was showing me her own microscope, and one of them was telling me about the star. And I talk about, because I really like astronomy, and I talk about astronomy a lot with them. Like it doesn't matter what's the topic, I'm always gonna swerve to astronomy. So yeah, like you know, I'm gonna connect it with stars in some way. So
well, you're made of stars, basically.
oh yeah, thank you.
You are.
And that's nice to see. Okay, I think that's it pretty much.
Ivy, what about during like your music club? What do you guys primarily do? Like, because we all know you have a music background.
Yeah, well, I started doing the music club recently. Before me, it was Igor, if I'm right. So when I first started doing the music club, I wanted to feel the group and to see what they like the most, because I wanted to tell them about my background and what are all the topics that they can ask me about, even if it's music theory, even if it's music history, music business, even songwriting, composing. But it depends on the class. I always leave it up for them to make the topic, since they are high schoolers, and that is very different from my other elementary school students. I really like to give them freedom for them to express themselves, because it is the music club. We don't have to learn anything in particular.
But it's just fun.
Yes, it is fun. So mostly we share music between ourselves, because I realize it is the best way for me to incorporate my knowledge about music through their examples.
Yeah.
And in every class I'm learning more about their passions, about their favorite singers, bands. I try to research a bit more about them, because most of these songs and musicians from their countries I've never heard of. So it really means to me also, because I learn a lot of new music and a lot of new artists. And I think they really enjoy it, because they don't really want to hear like a big lecture about Mozart and Beethoven. We can talk about that also, but I really try to follow them, because I feel like all of our clubs are meant for that, for them to show what are they passionate about, even if it's music, gaming, or anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, we mostly share music, and through their examples we try to talk about the backgrounds of music, even if it's history, even if it's music, genres, styles. We try to mix it up. So it's really one of my favorite parts of the week.
What about, because we have a lot of different students from all over the world, have you had any students who have brought in, like, for example, a specific instrument from their country or something like that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But for now, we didn't have like specific, how do I say, topics. I let them play whatever songs they want.
Yeah.
But now we made a deal, because we got to know each other a little bit more, to find a topic and to find a general, let's say, direction. And then for a week, they have time to do a bit of research. For example, last week I gave them a task, let's say, to find a song that they would like to represent their country with it. So it doesn't have to be like a traditional song. I left it open for them to choose. It's like when I asked them, what song would you play for me to represent your culture, your country, in any way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be anything in particular. So
But
I'm
they just
looking
have to
forward
relate
to
it
it.
back,
It has to be this week. So I hope that they will. But we get a lot of different musicians, even some traditional music, some really specific artists from those countries that do music on their languages. So it's another great way for us to meet their culture and meet their language, whatever it is.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Actually,
Amazing. Wish I was a part of that music club now.
You should come. It's really fun.
We'll just
Maybe we'll pay a visit.
we'll pay a visit.
yeah,
I'll bring like a triangle and
Yeah.
actually I did that in high school once. We had
Congratulations.
wait for it. So we had, actually it wasn't a triangle, it was a tambourine. So we had in the 8th grade like a task. So we had to learn a song, and I was in a group with my cousins, and one of them learnt on the keyboard, one of them learnt on the guitar, and I found a tambourine to bang. So then when it came to the grades, I got a 9 out of 10 for banging a The one that went on the guitar got a 7.
I guess it works. Like,
Hey, simple is key.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about some
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about some projects in that way that we can make on Music Club, since it's an online environment.
Yeah.
We cannot really like make a school band or something like that.
Yes, that's good.
But I'm trying, because all of them have different experiences with music. Some of them know how to play an instrument, some of them just enjoy listening to music. So I'm still figuring it out if we can do a project together that we can show to the public.
That would be
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
great?
Yeah.
yeah, it would definitely. I still don't know. I'm trying to figure out what would be the song that would represent.
We're
my
working on
country.
it.
I mean,
we don't
I'm
want to
still thinking about it. I don't know which song would I pick.
It
Like,
will
there's
be a
lot of-
surprise.
All right.
We haven't forgotten Ross.
I hope
Oh, I
not.
can't. Did he forget about us?
No, I'm watching carefully and listening.
And listening, yeah, that was the
He's
point.
preparing
Yes,
himself.
yes, yes.
Ross, because you are an elementary school teacher and you work with a lot of, say, students kindergarten up till 5th grade, again, from all over the world, we have different English proficiency, all of that, and we know your background is English, that's your forte. How do you kind of implement like certain activities to get them kind of practicing and getting out of that comfort zone where they feel confident? Because a lot of the times it's not that they don't know English, it's that they just feel scared or are a bit restricted.
I have had students before tell me that it isn't the fact that they can speak, it's the confidence level.
Yeah.
So that's one big part. How do I get them to kind of get ready? Or I first have to learn a little bit about them. That's one thing that I think we all do very well, is we get to know our students at a very good level and our one-on-one classes, even in group classes. And we just learn things about them, how they kind of enjoy learning, do they enjoy learning, any ways in particular that they do. So I try to figure that out first, and then I have a approach of either if their level of English is, just needs a little bit of polishing, we practice the things that they need most. For example, pronunciations, reading, some difficult words, maybe even just talking if that's a problem for them. We don't do much reading, then we just focus on answering questions to the full potential. But if their reading is very bad and their understanding is just not at that level yet, I do use a lot of translate. I make sure the student, he or she, will read it in English as best as they possibly can. Then they will translate in their native language so they understand what they read. Then we fix the mistakes that they made in English. So that's like two different things. They first need to understand and then know what they read wrong. What was the reason? What part of that word, sentence, etc. they read wrong. So that's one thing that I make sure all the time. It doesn't matter how long the text is, doesn't matter how long the lesson is. At the end of the lesson, I always ask them, was there any part that you didn't understand, that you couldn't maybe grasp the best? And then we go over it again. It doesn't matter how many times we go over it, just matters that they understand at the end of the lesson or at the end of a couple of lessons.
Yeah, I think that's really important. That's what Mark as well touched base on last podcast. Was he? Yeah, he was in the last podcast.
Yeah, the last podcast. Teaching methodologies, right?
It feels like it was a while ago, so that's why I was a little bit confused.
Almost 2 months now.
Yeah, 2 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He mentioned that, it's really important to get them to understand what they're saying and what they're reading rather than just regurgitating what's on the platform. So I think, and we've seen in the past with a lot of our students, it's come to show how much that methodology really means, and coming from either not knowing any English at all to like that confidence, I think it's brought a lot of students out of that little nutshell.
I really do have an example actually maybe today where one of our colleagues told me that one of the students, which is mine, her reading has gotten much better just because of the fact that how much I'm gonna say making her read just because it sounds bad, but I'm making her do that just so she can get to that level of confidence. So her reading has gotten so much better. She's reading every class. She's raising her hand. Can I read, please? Can I do this? Can I do that?
Wow.
She's giving fuller answers, even though they're still not at the maximum level, but it's at a good level that she can answer questions. She can interact in the class. She can be a part of that class finally. So there's not a problem anymore.
Feels a part of
yes,
that
yes.
class.
She's joining every class now.
Yeah.
She's not missing a single class. Always interacting. So that's one of my probably the best things that I could have heard today. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. That's a big one.
That's actually something that needs a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And I believe that not all systems are meant for that. Like you cannot work with the students. Like I know when I worked in traditional school, like you couldn't have that much time with students to teach them and make them repeat. I mean, I'm gonna use it in a positive way as you did. Make them repeat all the time so they can get that confidence level. That's true. I mean, I had to build my own patience. I'm really impatient, usually, really impatient. I need to get everything done right now.
You need to try elementary school.
Yeah. But then, no, I just wanted to say, that I built my patience while I was teaching. Like I remember me being a teenager. I had to have everything now, and I had to be done with everything now. But along the path of the schooling and everything, I was just like. Went down
now
a
you're
bit.
on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm still impatient a bit outside the school, but when I'm in school and I'm teaching, I'm trying to be calm as much as I can.
Yeah, I just wanted to add about the time that they need to get comfortable in English. Most of them, I think not just in elementary school, but even older students that are maybe not at that English proficiency, they don't need that much time. They just need to feel like they have the time.
Yeah.
They need to feel like it's okay if they're not good in the next 2 or 3 lessons, because usually they need like a couple lessons. It's not that they need like months or years more, but they feel that they can take their own time and their own pace to get comfortable, and we just have to provide that space for them, and it usually takes a lot less time than we think.
Yeah, and that's our whole like school's methodology is that self-paced. They don't have that pressure where you need to finish by this date, and if you don't learn it, that's it. Like,
and I believe that makes them do things even faster than in normal traditional schools and in other places.
Definitely. And you have many more retries in this school than in traditional school. Like I know it usually depends on the teacher, how he behaves and how he teaches his class, but it's usually coming from above, if I may say that. Like they tell you how many attempts students usually get, and you're like limited. Even though some students need 5 attempts, some of them need 1 attempt, you need to make it work in 2 or 3 attempts. So I mean, if you compare it to traditional school, this is way better, if you ask me.
and that's not advertised.
Yeah.
He's saying that from the heart. Look, sorry, we jumped
please,
in.
I'm enjoying
He's
this.
enjoying like
Yes,
sitting.
I'm so happy to have you all here. Just go on. Jokes to me, yeah. Well, I've got a couple of questions as well, if I may. They are kind of written down, so forgive me for that. I've got a lot of them. Can't remember them all. Plus, I've got your names next to each question, so I can follow everything. Yeah, it's not easy. My first one being for Ross. Does the quote-unquote generational closeness between you and your students makes it easier for you to form meaningful connections with them or to help them engage in their studies?
Most definitely. I think, I'm not saying anything to anyone, I'm not going to say older, but like the other teachers. I am the youngest, but it's still a responsibility no matter what.
Of course.
But I do feel I can reach a level of just being much closer to the students than the past generations, I believe. Just because I wasn't too long ago in school. I know how it feels to have long days in class, listening, and then have to go home, do your homework, then have to go, do some activities, maybe sports, play with friends, have time for yourself. So it's it is still like a work day for them as well. It's not like they're not doing anything. So I am really close to some of my students, like really, really close. I understand them completely, and even in the group classes where I don't have so much time with some of the students, like one-on-one classes, I still understand all of them. We got to the point where every single class, they're so polite. We start off the class with, how was your weekend? What did you do? Did you do anything fun? Any activities, anything that you would like to share? I kind of got to that point where they want to say everything by themselves. I don't even ask them anymore. They just want to share their day with me, just because I feel like I've got to that connection with them that they can tell me how was their day, how did they get anything, did they do anything well. I know some of the students, or one of the students in 5th grade, he got a trophy in some sport. I'm not quite sure what sport it is. Maybe tennis. I'm thinking
We
tennis.
have a lot of trophy winners in the school.
And you know, he just brought the trophy. He's like, Ross, look what I won on the weekend. It was amazing. I played so well. And it's just really nice to hear, like, oh, he wanted to share his day with me just because, I don't know, I got that connection. We got to that point.
Big brother
Yes.
Yeah.
Call him
It's
Big
not
Brother
like a
Ross.
teacher, it's more like a
I
big
do
brother.
feel like that sometimes. And they can talk to me very in a normal way. Of course, there's still those boundaries. I make sure that they know that it's still a teacher, it's a class. But they can tell me some things if they're not feeling well, if they're having any problems, if anybody else is causing any problems, they usually tell me. So I'm really glad I got to make that connection with many students, many students.
Yeah, may I add to this? Like, it's important to do this with younger kids, but as well with high schoolers. Like, it's really important because they are young adults. They're becoming teenagers. They're being weird and stuff, you know. And you need to constantly remind them that, like, they are being heard and they are safe here. Like, they have somebody to talk to always.
And they're understood, most importantly.
That most important thing. They are understood. So. That's why I mentioned that the geology girl. Like one time, she was like in the class. She just went in, and she's like, "Okay, I need to run really quick, but I'm just here to show you this rock that I bought yesterday." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, show it then." And then she just disappeared.
And came back with a rock.
I think it's really important to build that trust with students.
And you're doing a great job making that, right?
I think I am. I would hope so.
You are.
I'm kind of certain you are, yeah.
We've heard, I know a lot of families that we have in mutual, not just Ross, but all of our teachers, like, they're so happy with, like, for a lot of families as well, it is a different experience having everything online. So you don't exactly know what that relationship is going to look like. But, you know, we've had students come from traditional physical face-to-face schools to online, and yet they still develop this relationship with and trust with their teachers, that they have that big brother experience or big sister experience or however. But there's also that respect. So I think that's the main thing. And I think all of our teachers are doing an amazing job by handling that relationship with their students.
Well, you can
so
tell
good
that.
job, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why you all got gifts today.
Do I
eat
have a
those?
gift? That's yours, not mine.
But anyway, like the question I wanted to ask, like, do you think, like, do you feel like that all the time? Because the way I hear you speak about what you do is like you really enjoy what you're doing, like you really like that.
I think, like I said, with most of my students, why I say most, because there's always going to be, I don't know, some students that just are going through school as just like a normal car drive, just, you know, chill. But some students, like I said, most, they really enjoy having classes. I can see, when you said high schoolers, the gaming club, the 8th graders, you know, all the high schoolers, I think they really enjoyed it. I also have like 13 people coming to the gaming club mostly, and it's not always about that. We talk about many things, even though it is games a lot. We do talk about many things. If they have any problems, I've had so many times where they've had an issue, we fix it then and then. You know, we just want to make it work. They need help. They ask me. I feel the responsibility. So of course I'm going to be there to help them anytime.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, do you like? I mean, sorry for taking your.
I think you
taking
took
your thoughts. Yeah.
This is great.
This is the best day of
Keep
his
it
life.
coming. Don't stop now. Come on, you're doing such a good job.
I'm saying this because I have to add to this, but do you sometimes like put their needs in front of the needs of the class? For example, and when I say class, I mean like for the sake of the course that they're going through. For example, you're not gonna do the lesson until you resolve some kind of a problem they have.
It's something that I think we all develop after like working with children and high schoolers, young adults, that we need to have that perfect balance. No matter how much you think that their needs, of course, are most important and everything, but you need that balance. So you're trying to fix whatever they have, but still you need to make sure that they know that they do have lessons. There are problems that they need to surpass. So it's just like that balance. How you're going to help them in that personal problem, and then continue working on math, physics, science, social studies, whatever it is. So it's that balance. How are you going to help them in that 45 minutes with that problem, and then continue and make them happy to learn?
Yeah.
And they usually don't share some kinds of problems unless they really feel the need to do that. So I think if we ignored those problems, they would just
Pile
up, and they wouldn't learn anything anyways on that class, because they have a lot on their minds. So we really need to. Sometimes it will be 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Sometimes it will be half an hour. But in long term, I think that's more important than reading like the last page of the lesson or something like that.
It matters to them.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. I always take that 15 minutes, or maybe even less sometimes, depending on how many of them are there in the group class. But I always take that 15 minutes to catch up with them, like what they did in the past day. Even though we met yesterday, I know somebody told me that he or she is going horseback riding. And I was like, oh, how was it? It matters to them. It really matters. Those details are like really there. As Ross mentioned, like you have to be that big brother, even though I'm a bit older than
One
him.
student always asked me, "Did you know I was gone? Did you see that I wasn't there?" And I was like, "Yes, of course I mentioned it many times." I even sometimes, of course, when I see them schedule, I send an email.
That's so cute.
Is there any reason why they didn't show up? I'm just checking in. Are they okay? Is everything? Can I help in any way? Best regards, just so they know that we're actually paying attention to everyone in the group class, of course.
And that means a lot to them. That's really sweet.
Certainly does. Yeah, that's going an extra mile, isn't
Yeah.
it? All right, my next question. It was time, right?
Oh, do you have questions?
Imagine that, the one that are written down with your names next to it. Jokes. So my next one goes to Ivy. It goes to you. So what strategies do you use to encourage students or to help them develop tools needed for independent learning? Like how does that work? I mean, those are elementary school.
Yeah.
They're not as responsible as probably students in high school. So how does it feel?
I'm not sure if it's responsibility. I noticed that it is a big, I wouldn't say problem, but a big topic that I should pay more attention to, because we assume a lot of times that they know how to use Paint and they know how to edit a PDF. It's not that common. They are very young. And even though they're growing up in a different environment than most of us grew up, we didn't grow up like editing PDFs, right?
Some of us still don't know how to edit.
I was just about to this date. I'm guilty.
It's still a struggle, even for us, to find like the best, the easiest, and the most efficient way to do an assignment, even if it's editing a PDF or drawing something, printing, taking pictures. It can be anything. I tried to not assume that they know something, even if it's like the smallest thing. Like, can you please open a new tab? And they don't know what is a new tab, and it was like it's a normal thing. And I really try to pay attention to those details, because I feel like it's a part of it has to be a part of their, how do I say, digital online vocabulary. Because they're growing up, they're learning in an online environment. They have to be able to use all the tools that the internet has. And we always start with basic things, with Googling things, because I often notice that they don't really know how to use Google. They just type like 3 sentences. I said, no, can you
what about writing emails? Everything goes in the subject line.
Hello, can you please tell me, like, hey, okay, let's learn how to Google things, because it will be much easier for you later, even in middle school and high school, when you start writing your own essays, your research projects and everything. And I feel like it really means a lot to them to know what is Zoom. They're using Zoom every day, and they don't realize what are all the tools that they can use, and whiteboards, and I don't know, calculators and everything.
There's the latest tool online, AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you use it on your classes? And
Well, we
What about
don't use it
students?
like in particular, but I try whenever, because often I see it open on their computers.
of course,
They're still young, but I think it's very normal for them to investigate those tools, because it is everywhere. You cannot escape it. And I feel it's a very different problem in high school, so you can maybe add later about it. My students, since they're very young, they're not using it for plagiarism. They're using it to ask a million questions about, I don't know,
how high
dogs.
is the sky?
Yeah.
Or such, I guess.
Why is my teddy bear so fat?
Yeah, but I really try to teach them that can be, that can be a powerful tool for them to research more about something, but not to use it just for the sake of using information. And I feel like they really enjoy learning about it. I try to emphasize what are keywords. How do we use keywords on Google? You don't have to type in everything. You can just type in, I don't know, if we're doing a lesson about Civil War, you don't have to write when was Civil War. No, you can just type in Civil War, and then you can go, what is Wikipedia? Yeah. Then in the internet, the Google works.
It happens.
You have images. They don't know how to find an image for their assignments. They have to do a lot of drawings and pictures in elementary school. So it really means a lot to them when I show them places where they can find pictures, how to take a screenshot, and those basic things. And I think in long term, especially later in middle school and high school, it will give them a big advantage in doing their schoolwork more efficient and smarter. I mean, work smarter, not harder. I mean, not use it like just for the sake of using AI, but to really use it to study better and to study faster and more for a shorter amount of time.
But let's not discourage our students from working hard. Working hard is important.
Of course, working hard, but
Working hard is working smart.
yes.
Okay, leave the
best
room. You've
example-
done it all. You won.
The best example is
Close the curtain.
if you're using Google, if you're using AI or ChatGPT, learn how to use it.
Exactly.
Not
Master
just
those tools.
because you cannot copy and paste things. I mean, we can all see that and
I mean,
figure
you
it
can,
out.
but you shouldn't. Right?
Yes.
Oh,
You'll
talking
get a
about
0.
elementary school here with usage of those tools and everything. There's another tool. This one goes to Noah for students in high school, AI and everything else. What about a tool called critical thinking?
Oh,
That's one of the tools, right?
Yeah.
It's not a software. I mean,
No,
at least
it's
it's
not.
a biotic software in our heads, right? So how do you encourage students to use critical thinking and ability of critical thinking in an online learning?
So that's actually a good question. It really well adds up to this topic as well. So AI came all of a sudden. So you don't know what hits you. You just know that you have all the answers all the time, anytime, everywhere. And just because of that, like that you have the access to all of those answers, doesn't mean that they are all correct. I mean, the internet has brought that to us as well. I mean, Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, as you know it. And kids like these days, they are not going for Wikipedia anymore, but ChatGPT does that instead of them. So our mission, I think all of us, not just high school teachers, I think all of us have to teach them that critical thinking part. So when I talk about it is how do they use, how can they use the AI tool? So how can they determine which information is true and which one is not true? So you always have to ask them to use their brain, so quote unquote, and you have to ask them questions like, how would you feel in this situation? What do you think about this? And don't like expect them to give you the positive answer or correct answer all the time. Like you just have to be patient for that. And when I said I was building my patience, like in the past couple of years, that's where I built it the most. Like when I was trying to figure out why are they believing whatever they are reading. Like they are not all people. They shouldn't be believing everything they read online. So when I do the lesson, I usually hop in with some kind of a fact or some kind of information from history or whatever, and I try to discourage them to look online for that information until they answer me the questions, what they think about what I said. So I usually try to sound like I'm being honest, like I'm not lying, but I do lie, just for the sake of them trying to involve their brain.
Lies.
White lies, yeah, let's call them white lies, but it's just lies.
Now they will know. They are,
No, they won't.
glasses.
They won't still. And yeah, I mean, they already know. I mean, I have basically the same students all the time, and they know that I'm lying sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. But it's still a trick. They have to use their brain to figure out why is that true and why is it not. So I'll try to lead them with questions.
Why it's true, why it's false.
Yeah, why
We're
it's
getting
true
to it.
and why it's false. But yeah, anyway, since I'm a physics teacher and I'm really a big fan of experiments, like I like to do everything on hand. Like I like to try it zillion times if I have to, until it succeeds. Okay, so that's why I ask them the same question all the time: is how do you see yourself in the other angle? Like how do you see yourself from the other person's angle, or how do you see yourself from the experiment's angle? Like would you like to be would you like to be there? Would you like to do that? You know, so. It basically, like critical thinking for me is how you feel about something. It's not just what you know about something, it's how you feel about something. So trust your instincts. That's what I have to say. Like,
Well, that wraps it up. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Now I'll pass the ball to Anita's yard in a minute. I just like to invite our viewers to ask any questions if you've got any. There's a little chat box while this is going live, and we'll make sure to reply. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. Anita, we are moving to
The fun part.
the fun part. Yeah, so take it away. And honestly speaking, I don't know what a fun part is, but go ahead.
Well,
explain
since
please.
there are 5 of us, and
Okay.
it looks like we're at a game show, it wouldn't be our end of year special if we didn't have a little bit of fun. So Ross, you can see you've got a true-false paddle. Ivy has a true-false paddle, and Noah, you have true-false hands.
We lost
yeah.
Noah's battle.
Noah's our
Yeah,
mindset.
they lost it. Not me. I wasn't the one responsible for it.
So I have a set of 3 questions, true or false. Hopefully you memorized
Yeah,
which
I know,
hand.
It's always like this.
So I'm gonna basically ask the questions. You have to answer true or false, and then I will explain, give a little background on that. So, are we ready?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
not watching.
No.
Actually, yeah, I should move away. So
I'm looking at Noah.
Try
keep
to
your eyes on
close your left eye.
on
Close
there.
your left eye.
Intensive.
Left eye. Not both of them.
Okay, so in some countries, it is a tradition to eat grapes at midnight on New Year's Eve.
Grapes.
Grapes.
Grapes and midnight.
Wait, do I put it up now?
At any time.
Don't
yeah.
copy my answer.
I suppose. Yeah.
True, true, true.
Let's say it's true.
I don't know why. I think I heard
It
of that
sounds-
before.
That's much.
Who eats
Specific.
grapes at midnight?
I think
on
It's
New Year's
true.
Eve.
It's true.
It's true.
Romans.
It's true.
Romans.
No, actually, the 12 lucky grapes is a tradition that originally originated from Spain, but now they use it in Latin America as well. Basically,
We
this
knew
is
I
you knew that. Basically, it is to ensure good luck for the next year. So people eat one green grape. That's a tongue twister. One green grape for each of the upcoming 12 months.
Okay. But
some
we don't have
women.
grapes here in Europe at that time, I suppose.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Well, maybe in Spain you do.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Spain, yeah. in
maybe
Spain
like
and
the
Latin
little
America.
dry grapes.
Oh, that counts
That
as
doesn't
well, I
count.
guess.
No, that's like bad
Actually,
year. Dried
there are
grapes.
grapes.
Oh my God,
There
yeah.
are
We have to
grapes.
try
That over.
this
Maybe
year.
they freeze them in advance. I don't know.
What about raspberries? I like raspberries.
No, but it says
The
grapes.
tradition is grapes.
I like cereal.
That can be New Year's Day in the morning.
It's always.
one Cocoa Pop for each month. Okay, question number 2. Santa Claus is not based on a real historical figure.
Is not based.
Is not
Oh,
based.
this is a trick question. Not based.
Do, 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 do.
I just wanted to be different.
Don't get wrong. What did Noah say a little while ago?
I don't
Always trust your gut instinct.
No, I just wanted to be different.
Okay, so false. Because Santa Claus is inspired by Saint Nicholas, a 3rd century bishop from what is now Turkey, known for his generosity and gift giving. So
Mad to that.
this little fellow used to
Oh,
give
he
gifts
is
back
really little.
way back when. In the
May I add to
3rd
that?
century.
Like, do you know why Santa wears red suit?
Oh, because I think I know.
Okay.
Because
Would
of
you
the
like to
commercials. He originally wore green.
Because of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
bet? Maybe, but there is something a bit more historic than
Oh, go
Coca-Cola. Yeah. So, do you know about the mushrooms, like those red ones with white dots on it? So they are called Amanita muscaria, and they're
Poisonous ones.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
poisonous, but if you prepare them correctly, they can be really tasty and they have like even healing properties. But yeah, people in Russia and Finland and in those parts and even Siberia were picking them up, you know. And while they were picking them up, it's for them to be recognized, they wore red suits, you know. So they were in the snow, they're trying to find them and eat muscaria buried down under the snow. And people were, like, the people from outside that come and saw that, like, mushroom picking, they were like, what are they doing? And somebody just made a joke out of it. Like, they are bringing gifts. And that's why Santa is red.
I have a question.
We'll need a source. We'll need a source, but that's a funny story.
Source.
Okay, ChatGPT.
This Santa Claus is wearing grey. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, Luke.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, 3rd and final question. The tradition of decorating Christmas trees began in Germany.
Germany. Sounds false.
Wrong, correct.
Yeah, I would say that
It
because
is
of
true.
Weihnachtsmarkt.
I should have known. True, false, true. Typical.
I usually don't encourage.
Competition,
I usually don't encourage like copying off your classmates' work, but next time
No, I just
Noah puts his hand up just.
That's how
Always
most of
go
our
for the
students think when they do the quizzes.
I put up false, and then he put up true, and was like, no, he's
Yeah.
right again.
Maybe I don't know. I don't even know what hand
You just
says what.
winged it.
I'm just kidding. I know.
You're just winging it. So the tradition of decorating Christmas trees dates back in the 16th century Germany, where
yeah.
people brought trees into their homes and adorned them with candles and ornaments.
Awesome. I
So
feel like
that was
that
true.
came
Amazing.
from Munich, like somewhere around Munich. I believe that. I don't know why, but
You're
it feels like
trusting your
yeah,
guts.
yeah.
Source.
I feel like
Source, my friend.
it's like that.
Someone asked ChatGPT.
All right.
Somebody will fact check us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Probably
in
the
chat
audience.
box.
Yeah.
This dude Noah. What's his deal?
He's supposed to know physical facts about Santa Claus and mushrooms.
Well, he was a scientist of some sort. I mean, if you want to build that like sled that could fly over houses, I mean, you have to be a scientist a bit or engineer.
Or
So-
have magic.
Or yeah, or magical. Yeah.
Christmas
That's a
magic.
logical
believe in
explanation.
that?
to a
Elementary school
physicist.
teachers.
That's true. There you go.
All right,
Luke,
I've got.
we're done with the fun.
We're done with the fun. Luke
For
takes
now.
the stage again. Now these are long jokes. Again, I'll start with Ivy with you.
Okay.
So as we discussed earlier about those individual tutoring sessions and classes, how good they are compared to, let's say, traditional way of schooling. What are some of the benefits for group classes, and how do you make sure that every student gets the most out of them?
Well, I think that's one of the most common questions that I get from parents when they first enroll the school. Why do we have group classes, and what's the point, and why would we come to group classes if we already have individual ones? And I always try to emphasize that those group classes, yes, of course, we try to do as much as we can about the course, about the lessons that we do. But since it is a self-paced program, they often get confused that we sometimes do different lessons. We are not following like a regular, let's say, pace like they did in traditional school, because every time someone else is sharing. And I try to explain that it's not the main point what lesson are we doing, it's how we discuss about it. And the lesson that we choose for that group class is just like a template for us to discuss. And depending on the group class, of course, it can be in many different forms. Of course, I always try to write down so we don't do one lesson like 3 or 4 times. But I found that it's really good for students to see lessons that are way ahead of their schedule and to revise the lessons that they already did. Because sometimes we will have a student that is already at the end of semester B and a student that is just starting semester A, and they get really interested in the topic and they get motivated. Oh, I can't wait to get to that lesson. Because we discuss about it in group class, and it's interesting for them that they don't understand everything. And they have to do all of those tiny steps in between so they can get to that lesson and be like, oh, wow, I did that in the group class.
It's like a game. They're unlocking different levels, and
then
they finally get to that.
And they really enjoy making deals by themselves about who is going to share. And that is also a great way for them to practice their independence. Also in, of course, individual classes, but especially in group classes, because they feel like they have an audience. When in individual classes, it's just the 2 of us. And even if they do something wrong, okay, it's a teacher, she can fix it, no problem. But here they feel like they're making a presentation. And we all know how important that is later in school, that they learn how to do those public, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But it's a great practice for them to learn how to share, how to follow someone else who is reading, to change the page, to click on the answer, to connect the dots or whatever. And it really does more for a lot of different skills other than just reading that lesson by itself. Yeah. And it's really another great opportunity for us to go through some additional materials and other videos and websites that we all gather in school. And not just the platform, because sometimes they can get a bit overwhelmed with just the platform if they look at the same things every day. So we try to incorporate a lot of different games, quizzes, some different ones maybe that they don't do on the platform. My experience is that they enjoy these group classes, and I feel like more students are interested in joining group classes, and I'm really glad about that.
That's a healthy growth.
Yeah.
When it comes to numbers, you basically answered all of my 3 questions that I had for you. So thank you so much. You can take a 5-minute break. The next one would be for Noah, because you're someone who worked in both traditional and now in an online environment. What is the the key difference or differences which makes an online learning more personalized compared to brick and mortar, physical schools?
Yeah. So the thing that I mentioned earlier, it's the time, definitely the time that they have. And when it comes to personalization, it's because you have that individual class, those individual classes. Like you don't have that in traditional school. Like even if you do, it's not the same thing. Like, and the groups are always bigger in traditional schools. Like you're not having like 10 or 15 students. You have 20 more of like 25 or 30 students, which is quite a lot if you have only 45 minutes to finish it, or even an hour. That's not enough. You know, sometimes like. When you have some kind of a holiday season, the schools are tending to shorten those classes in whatever way they can. So it's not even 45 minutes, you know. Even if you want to incorporate those introductory 15 minutes, it's not gonna work in the traditional school. So the biggest thing that I can say about personalizing this is definitely individual classes, definitely time, and it's introducing us to that digital world that we are heading through to. So if you ask me, way better way of functioning, like and learning things. And as I talked before, AI is all around us, and I think this school can teach you, like we in this school, like our teachers in this school, can teach you how to like use your own way, like try to make your own way, not use your own way. You don't have the way yet, but yeah, I think it's better for us to focus on kids as an individual than as a group, and you can really work on that here. It doesn't matter if there's like 10 of them, you still have time to manage them, all of them. And as Ross said earlier, like not all of them are going to be interested in learning or talking with you, so it's usually not even 10, it's like 6 of them. So, you know, when I'm being honest.
I do have to mention, even though it's not all of them, you do have to make them.
Yeah.
That's the process of getting them to like learning.
Not all of them. I mean, I'm talking about high schoolers. You're not gonna get to all of them. You know,
That's okay.
Even if you try. Like I have a student that's just appearing in my group classes, and you know, it doesn't say a word. He has his camera on and he nods when he's been asked something. He reads when he's been asked to read, but he doesn't answer questions or anything like. And that's
But he wouldn't be there if he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's
believe
I
that.
think that we also really try to respect that when students have their own ways of participating, even if it's not, hey, let me show you everything that I've got in my house. Sometimes they just want to feel a part of that group and not talk that much. They don't have that luxury in traditional school. They're
Definitely.
labeled as they don't know anything.
Yeah.
And we know that they know things, but they have their own ways in learning and participating.
Yeah, let me just add that as well. Like in traditional school, it's usually like 1 against 30, like an emphasis on against, because you are trying to like give them knowledge. And in this here, like you don't see that. Like you don't see that much. They have lessons. They have their own pace. They are creating their own way, as I mentioned, and you're just like guiding them through that. On that path. Like it's not the same when you're just coming there and you have that lesson, you have to finish it until the end of the class. You have to like give them a test when they like when you said the test is gonna be here. It's way different. Like it's much more personalized because of that. As I said, time. In this case, I mean their own pace. And yeah, like and I feel at least that I have better connection with them and with parents as well than I did in traditional school. Because sometimes in traditional school you can get like really overwhelmed if you have like 30 parents coming at you at one day, and it's like too much, too many different people at the same time. You know, and if you ask me, better option definitely.
All right, now going back to the fun part again with Anita.
Another game.
Yes, please.
So, and this time you're participating in it, and I'm participating in it.
All right.
I think we should
Suit
start
yourself,
working on
lady.
some tongue twisters because I've forgotten how to speak
Tongue
today.
twister game?
Just speaking. No tongue twisters this game. So, I have 5 cards here that I'm going to
Shuffle
shuffle
them, but I know how
because
to count.
someone tried to have a sneak peek earlier on. So,
Wasn't me.
Hey.
I'm not pointing fingers.
at me.
one for you.
Can I check it out now?
No,
you're
you
not. Okay,
You're not
you're not
supposed to check it
you're
out.
not
all
supposed
the
to.
circumstances.
Okay, so
You should check
You're not
that.
supposed to look at them.
Okay.
It's like
I'm gonna trust my gut.
it's like that game where you hold up.
Guess who?
Guess who?
Exactly. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with me. today.
Elementary school teachers.
Yeah.
I played this game.
You know all tips, tricks, and games.
Yeah, you did play, but did you win?
No.
Well, here's your chance.
So,
Okay.
do you
Go
want to
down,
go
buddy.
first or?
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh wait, do I ask questions? Right.
you, okay. We are going to explain clues, and then you have to guess.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay, I got it. Can I?
Please. It's upside down.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's gonna go first?
So,
Help.
do you,
Musician.
do you use only
Oh
one word?
no, guys.
No, we don't have to stick to
Let's
one
make it more challenging.
Is it a famous
let's use
musician?
one word per
It's a
person.
famous musician.
One word.
One word per person, yeah.
I don't know many
try-
musicians. This is already
But
bad.
these, I think, these seem
You know
hard.
this one.
It's a classic.
Okay.
He's
Is
a
he old?
composer.
Is it a she?
He worked in Vienna for most of his life,
Oh my god. No.
composing.
Think of famous
Composer.
chocolates related with
Yeah.
Vienna.
Like,
He had.
Who was not
There is a documentary about him also.
It's
He
an
composed.
ice cream flavor.
This is
You
M.
composed.
Mozart.
Yes.
Oh, that was
what's
quite
the full name?
No, oh come on, I don't even know the
No!
No, wait.
Mozart. That's not for me.
Okay.
Anita.
You did great.
Oh, this is.
Let me see.
Okay.
As long as it's
This is
easy.
easy as you saw it, right?
Oh.
Okay, I will say just one word. Cubism.
I don't know.
A painter.
Painter.
Does it start with P?
Yes.
Is it Picasso?
Yes.
That's too easy. I think I'm
Pablo
never gonna
Picasso.
guess mine.
Don't worry.
Thank God we got easy ones.
All right.
I'm gonna let you
Okay.
down.
I was sweating.
I have big mouth, so I'm gonna lose here.
Point your fingers now.
Yeah.
Now it would be a good time.
Okay.
Oh,
Another painter,
Unibrow.
unibrow.
but she's a woman.
Oh, I know.
I know.
Think of Christmas party.
I know.
First.
Frida.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Kahlo.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Well done, man. Kinda.
I'm
You
scared.
could stall at least.
Unibrow. Come on.
Unibrow?
There should be something else. Like,
It's not a bad thing.
That
Okay.
was easy and great.
Ooh. Think
Oh,
of genius.
I got crazy.
Well, that's kind of
Nobel
relevant.
Prize. Physicist.
I think crazy is enough. Smart crazy.
Crazy.
the messy gray hair.
Yeah.
Oh, is
and-
it Einstein?
Oh, it is.
Yes. Didn't I get
Okay.
the musician?
I think you got the hardest one.
Okay. Was it?
Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't like that.
Top
Okay.
hat.
Mr.
Think of American
Kennedy.
history.
Yes, you can. Top hat.
Not
Mr.
Kennedy.
President.
Not Kennedy. No.
No.
Top hat.
Top hat.
He
Oh,
was
Lincoln.
like sixth,
Lincoln.
seventh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Top hat.
Yeah.
Top hat. Easy
Abraham
as that.
Lincoln, yeah.
Smart teachers, well
Yeah,
done.
right.
Well done,
I
guys.
could stall a bit. Oh,
I think
you
it would have been
actually-
embarrassing.
Yeah.
If we went
I really
anywhere.
thought I wasn't gonna get mine. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
It looks easier than it is when you
Of
actually.
course, it's stressful.
Yeah.
Or before we finish with the fun part again, I've got one question for Ross. I'm very sorry I excluded you
No, of
before.
course.
My gingerbread man.
So I've got actually two questions, and I don't know which one to choose for you. Both are equally good.
The second one.
So I think I'm gonna go with the second. I'm gonna trust my guts, right? So what's the funniest excuse you've ever heard from a student for missing a class or assignment?
There was a funny one the other day.
I had
And I think it was
Great.
your student.
With my student.
Or maybe it was your student.
Is it high school? I mean, if it's elementary, it's my school, probably.
But
There
we don't
was
want to
one.
start with the dog ate my homework. There's
No,
gotta
no,
be
no.
more
no,
This
to
no,
it.
was this was really like creative. And
I had a student where rams charged into his backyard, broke the glass door, and the class was
And
like a
baboons.
stampedo.
and baboons.
And baboons. Oh,
Because we have a family in Botswana. And then when they said baboons came into our yard, we're like, what are you talking about, baboons?
Exactly.
Like, no, we live in Botswana. We live on a farm, and actually, they have baboons coming into their yard.
I would like to see that.
But that's a
Yes,
problem, isn't it?
that's,
Like they are very aggressive and
Yeah, they're
capable of
crazy.
hurting you.
But
and-
it's a great excuse.
But they still showed up to class.
Respect.
that's
I don't know if I
dedication.
have like an excuse for not showing up. One of the students, she's a little bit older. I don't know if she thought this was funny by telling me her Zoom was not working. It gave her like some random message she wrote, like you're not allowed to join. Like it was some weird message. But the weirdest
especially
abrupt, the most abrupt ending I've had to a class is a student at the beach.
Oh, I know. this one.
And her thing fell somewhere in the water, and it just was gone.
It's done. Wish
know this
could
one, I
do
know this
school
one.
like that
I
back in
actually
my day.
remember.
Yeah.
I used to pack a 15 kilos backpack
Yes.
and walk for
Still
15
with
kilometers
Through snow.
waist deep snow and a blizzard, and they're on the beaches, having classes.
So
That
you're
was the
going-
most abrupt
Yeah.
ending.
So
probably.
that's what your parents told you, like they are going uphill through the snow to the
I feel
school,
like
and then
everyone's-
went home uphill again.
Uphill again. I think all
It's
of our
always the
parents
uphill.
Yeah.
had
The
the
snow.
same school trip.
Yeah.
But I do remember the student the other day who couldn't come to a class because they had a date. They had to meet up.
I know who student that was.
Oh,
It wasn't mine.
that's
It
a
wasn't
I didn't know
huge
that.
It was, I
bottom.
think it was a high school.
mine. Yes, it is.
I know.
But it was
Yeah.
cute, and I was like, you can't even get angry at this because he's completely honest.
Wishing
Anita,
you the
the
best.
fun part for the end. We are kind of
Okay, so
closing the
there
show.
are no cards for this, but each, we'll pretend that there are. Frida Kahlo. Each of us has to come up with two true facts and one false fact, and the rest of us have to figure out which one is the false one and which one is the true one.
Do you want me to start?
Yes.
Yes.
How did I know?
Are we gonna guess right away?
Yeah, right away. So you've got true, or not true, false, but you gotta pick one which is
Yeah,
false.
we just say.
All right. So 3 things about myself.
Three
I'm going to
facts
be
and one of them is
100% truthful.
A lie.
So first one being, I am a car enthusiast. I have a parrot as a pet, and I play a bass guitar.
I know which one's false.
You know, or do you guess?
I think
I'm-
I know
I'm
as
guessing.
well. I think I know as well. No, I know as well.
You have cats, you don't have a parrot.
Yeah, I wanted to say that.
Was it like Tristan or something?
Yeah, Tristan. Tristan, Tyrion, Tom, full name.
Yeah.
Cats have 3 names. He's a lord. We all worship him.
Lord Cat.
First of his name.
First of,
Yo, yeah, you can actually do that. With
he is first of his name. Name another cat, Tristan, Tyrion, Tom.
you have to pay dividends for that.
Oh my god. They ain't cheap.
Who's next?
You are.
I am.
Spotlight.
I actually have mine if I can.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
Spotlight.
Okay, so first one, I played basketball for 8 years. My second one is I've never broken a bone. And my third one is, sorry, I had it in my head. My third one is,
False.
it went on my head, no. Like, go now, I'll think of 3 new ones.
I need to give her a
What
chance.
is false?
This was gonna be the false one.
Make up failure.
What a guy.
Okay, I think we should let Ivy now.
No, go on, I'll think of 2 new ones. I'll think of 2
Think
new
of
ones.
Think of
because
three,
now we
three new ones. Yeah.
I put you on the spot
Well,
right
three new ones.
I give you time, I give you time.
Okay. I can go. The first
No,
one.
first the 3 things, then you can go.
Dad joke. No.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
guys.
I mean, I love it. Not time, no place.
Three things about me. One, I had orange hair. I played water polo, and I can play the guitar.
Okay, I know which one's a lie.
Orange is
Yeah,
fake.
orange is
I
is
think
way
the
off.
water
I don't
polo.
think you
I
have.
think the
I
water
would say water
polo.
polo as well.
Oh my God, guys, we gotta come.
Oh, it's two against
No,
two.
no, it's
Water
4 against
polo.
2. It's
Wrong.
the water.
Which one is?
The guitar part.
Oh my God!
Not completely false, but I cannot play the guitar.
Compared
See,
to the
that-
other
that's
two.
how you
That's-
go false
that's,
because she's
Yeah.
associated with music and then
Yes,
you
yes.
automatically think she knows.
Yeah,
Music
I
club.
had orange
She-
hair. Yes.
She
Well
was like
played.
before the podcast we were talking about climbing, and she's like, "Oh, I always watched my finger," and I was like, "Yeah, that's probably because she plays guitar." But I remember that you play piano, right? No.
I mean,
Yes?
I know like to
Basics.
hold a guitar, but I don't know how to play it. Yeah.
Okay. I guess that counts as well.
I fooled you.
Yes, you did.
The way she said your turn.
What an evil laugh.
Your turn.
Noah, yeah, go ahead.
I have my
So-
favorite. I just have to keep saying the words in my head, so I don't forget.
Sentences,
You wanna
not
write them
sentences.
down?
Yes, actually, I do. Can I write them?
Okay, should I go? Then the first one.
First, the three
The
things.
first one is I played handball professionally for 2 years. The second one is I know how to play bass guitar and drums. And the third one is I know how to make sourdough bread from scratch.
All of them are true. It's on your true hand.
Actually, good one.
He knows to make a very good
The professional, what was it?
handball
Handball
player for
Yeah.
2 years.
That's
Yeah,
false.
That's false.
That's false.
that's false
You
for
agree
sure.
on that?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
agree.
Oh,
No, it's true. I actually played handball.
And you don't know
2
to play a
years.
bass guitar and drums.
I don't know how to play bass guitar. I know how to play drums. So I,
Well,
That's
that's
a trick
not
question.
fair.
That's a trick question. Both of
you-
them with
you-
instruments, right?
oh,
I got mine. I'm going to forget that.
Luring
This
us.
is actually plagiarism.
Don't make me.
Exactly. Please, another
No,
retry
it was
wasn't
in my
allowed.
it was in my head
Okay.
before.
Okay, Ross, focus.
I used to ride. Wait, wait.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Hide yourself.
When I was in middle school, I used to ride my skateboard every single day. I used to have hair till like this long,
That's
and
a
I
second.
played football or soccer for 6 years.
Well, hang on. He said he played basketball for 8 years.
Think about it. I'm helping you. Think
Think
about
about
I think
it.
you played soccer.
it. Okay.
I think it's the skateboard part.
I think it's the skateboard.
I think
part.
it's
the
the
hair
soccer.
part.
What
he
did
had
you say?
hair.
The last one.
Yeah, but if you,
The?
you know, the skate,
he
like
probably-
the football.
Yeah.
No,
You probably
the
didn't have
playing
this long
soccer.
hair. You'll be something
So,
like
wait.
I had
The
this.
soccer
Soccer?
part. The skateboard.
Soccer, skateboard.
Hair.
I said skateboard as well.
Okay, the skateboard. I used to have hair up until
I missed
here.
everything.
When I was 9, that's the first time I cut my hair. I had like hair until here.
Jesus
And I
Wow.
played football for 5 or 6 years.
I'm trying
yes.
to imagine.
Wow.
Like
Did you have that
Ross with long
those
hair.
like baby locks?
I have no clue.
Like baby locks.
Was it like
No, no, no.
Curly?
I
Was
went
it
to
curly?
primary school.
Me too. Brag about it now.
okay.
When I started my first grade of primary school and everything, like middle, however you like call it, I had long hair up until here, and that's when I got my first haircut, and it was like until here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. He was saying like he didn't have long hair. I was like it was actually gonna be a trick question probably because you showed like this long hair and it could be this long.
No,
like
no, no. I did have really long hair. Really, really.
Anita, what about you?
Oh.
Or my short-term
I
memories?
forgot.
I forgot
about
as well.
Do-do-do-do.
it. I can't believe I
False.
forgot.
Frida Kahlo.
He
Okay,
was my
so
grandma.
I have a background in education. I can't speak, that's true, but that's not going to be part of it today. I was born and grew up in Australia, and I had a pet kangaroo.
It's illegal to have a pet kangaroo in Australia, right?
Well, she
didn't
didn't
say.
say where. She didn't say
Come
where.
on, yeah. I'm not built for this game.
The educational
For feet.
background. I don't know what.
Second one
The educational
that you were
background.
born in,
She'll.
right?
Dead wrong. You're really wrong.
I'm gonna go with the kangaroo still.
No, I'm going with education.
As well.
Okay.
Look,
Was it the
we
one
gotta
with the
give him
bag?
one.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
was
have a pet kangaroo.
Okay.
I told you guys who has
But I
the-
made it easy so that we
Kangaroo
could get
pet.
one
And
question.
they went
All
for
of
me
you
and
would
let me. Guys, you're
No, I
great.
didn't.
You let me win the last round.
Oh no, we shared this one.
Oh, share this one. I can't have not a minute, 30 seconds of a glory, right?
I will keep track.
Jokes on me. Well, I think this wraps it up. Would you like to add anything?
Stay in school.
Stay in school,
Stay in our school.
stay in our school.
Yeah, okay.
We love our students. Oh, really?
sweet.
No,
I know.
this sounded like a lie.
No.
But it's actually true.
I
No,
wanted
it's
to
true, it's true.
emphasize how much we love them. We don't say
then
that very often,
yell
like
it-
directly.
Yell it out.
We love you.
No, yell it out, actually. You have the voice, come on.
Oh, you can
I don't want.
start the outro. I'll continue.
We will
the
make a
really
song
well.
about it.
Oh, actually.
A music
yeah.
club.
I can make it on my bass guitar.
Which you don't play.
Yeah.
Wait, where are the drums?
I'll play the
The what?
triangle.
The triangle.
Trampoline.
No, what oh, trampoline. Maybe we could do something like that. I really like trampoline.
I know,
Even
okay.
though I have like 30 years, but yeah, who cares? I like trampoline.
We'll figure something out. As of now, we're wrapping this one up. Thank you so much for coming here today. It was a pleasure hosting you. Hopefully, this is your not last show, but this is our last show for 2024. Thank you so much for being with us, and have a great winter holiday, right?
Or summer, wherever you are in the world.
Or summer, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.